Greetings, greetings, greetings. This is the Apetabi Ielosha Oshun Yami Akala Tunde. This has got to be Oshun Television. Coming to you this afternoon with a free introductory Black Witchcraft class. So this is the first session for 2017. Um, Today's class is the free introductory session because today is the new moon, and this is the best time to start new ventures and to basically begin things. This is the most auspicious time to begin new things, is what I'm trying to say. So, the introductory class is taking place today at this time, and then the actual classes, I'm sorry, you got something on my screen, will begin on next Wednesday. We'll begin next Wednesday. Just give me a chance to flip my calendar open here and look at that date, which will be the 1st of February. Classes will be at 7 p.m. They will be live streamed here on this channel. And once you have registered for class, then you will receive the passcode to access the class. Prior to registering the class, you will not have access to the live streams here on YouTube. Okay. All right. So the class is Black Witchcraft. The reason for the course is to give a clear understanding of the history of, the philosophical basis for, and the cultural background information on the metaphysical nature of the Black woman. So this class is restricted to Black women. I do offer a Black Witchcraft study guide on my website that can be purchased by anyone, but the class is for Black women only. I choose to use my energy for the upliftment of Black women, first of all, because it is who and what I am. Second of all, because from my perspective and in the community that I live in the world that I reside in, and how I experience life in this particular lifetime, we are the most in need of this type of information, this type of upliftment, and this type of grounding. This is why I choose to share the gifts of Black witchcraft with Black women only. I have tried in the past to open the classes up to Black men. I have tried to send Black men to other noted shamans and sages and wizards, and none of that seems to have been successful. So I decided from that, and also after a very um, candid and frank discussions with a close and dear brother friend of mine, who helped me to understand what some of these brothers' motives may have been for trying to take the class in the first place. I have returned to my original thought of the class only being open and available for Black women. So that is where it is now. And I apologize, you guys. I would have had something to drink with me if I had known that I was a little groggy as far as my throat is concerned. Okay, so the class is Black Witchcraft. I chose the term Black specifically. I always speak very deliberately, and I always speak very consciously. I choose my words always very deliberately and very consciously. This is for two reasons. First of all, my grandmother was an English teacher. She was an alumna of the historically Black college, Tennessee State University. Tiger all the way. My blood is blue. Um, and she received her English degree from there and was an English teacher. So, as the granddaughter of an English teacher, I was raised in a household where it was of the utmost importance, and the expectation was always that you knew the meaning of the words that you were using, and that you use those words very deliberately and always use those words correctly. So that's number one. That's the first reason that I'm very conscious of the words that I use. strand of hair trying to get into my eye. The second reason that I'm conscious of the words that I use is because words have power. Utterances are the foundation and the seat of power. So I'm very conscious about what I say. So when I decided to call the class Black Witchcraft, I did that on purpose. So, Black. I use the term Black because I want Black women to know that we are a global majority. Every When I use the term Black, I am including every woman of color on Earth Mother Onile, which is one of our ancestral names for the planet that we are honored and blessed to be living upon. So I include every woman of color. I include our beautiful sisters in the Pacific Islands. I include our beautiful sisters in Australia. I include our beautiful sisters all over the Caribbean. I include our beautiful sisters in the UK. I include our beautiful sisters in the United States, our beautiful sisters born upon the mother continent, the continent of Africa, our beautiful sisters all throughout Europe, our beautiful sisters all throughout Asia, because Black women are the foundation of human society. We are the mothers of human society. So no matter where you go on earth, the original people were Black people, and that is just a scientifically proven fact. So all of these Black women, our beautiful sisters in India, you are included when I say Black witchcraft. It is important as an African American woman, an American African woman, a woman of African descent born in the United States. It's important for me to know that Black people are not a minority, that is a misnomer that is applied to us. And it's important for me to feel that global solidarity. So I chose the term Black because I did not want my students or those who came into contact with the class to believe that I was strictly speaking of African women or women of African descent, as I myself am. When I say Black witchcraft, I mean all Black women, all Black and brown and red women. That's who I mean. That's who I include within that term, Black, not just African. And of course, Africa, Mother Africa is the source of all human life. So there's that. I also chose Black for the very important reason that I do not want this class to seem timid or appropriate or safe or kind. I chose the word Black to emphasize that women can, are, and at times should be dangerous, unruly, inappropriate, ferocious, vicious, violent, and deadly. So when I began to originally advertise the class, I received a lot of backlash for calling it Black witchcraft. And people were forbidding their wives to take the class. Some of my colleagues from West Africa were crying that this was, something that should not even be spoken of, something that should not even be said. But I chose the word Black on purpose. So I wanted all of those negative connotations of Black to resonate within the title as well. So I wanted Black as in color, as in race, as in the encompassing ethnicity of the seed people of Earth Mother Onile. I meant Black that way, but I also meant Black as in dark, dank, and dangerous, something not to be played with. And I chose that Black because this is not the class for handmaidens or helpmeets. Handmaidens, I'm sorry, or helpmeets. This is not the class for you. If you are a woman who believes that your power is derived from bowing and scraping at the scrotum of a man or at the penis of a man, then this is not the class for you. If you are a woman who still believes that universal power is masculine, then this is not the class for you. If you are a woman who believes that her primary reason for existence is to assist a man in fulfilling his destiny, then this is not the class for you. So I chose the term black and put it in front of witchcraft to also scare women like that away. I want this class to, even the title of it, to be too frightening for them to even register, because that's not my audience. That is not who I am seeking. That is not who I am speaking to. Black witchcraft is for the fearless woman. Black witchcraft is for the Black woman who is in the process of owning, accepting, and embracing her power. That Black witchcraft is for the woman who is not afraid to call herself a bad bitch when that's what needs to be said. Black witchcraft is for the woman who ferociously protects herself and those people who she's responsible for. Black witchcraft is a class for the woman who stands fearlessly in the face of oppression of any and all kinds. That's who this class is for. This class is not for the kowtowers and the bowers and the scrapers. And I knew that if I merely gave it a title that was based upon the mother goddess, the title that was based upon the power of the womb, title that was based upon ancient woman power and where this comes from and how to use it, then some of the women that would be attracted to that are still those helpmeets and handmaidens. And I'm not interested in a discourse with helpmeets or handmaidens. I'm not here to draw out and uplift helpmeets and handmaidens. Someone else will have to do that. My task, my duty, and my destiny is to work with sisters who have already realized that the helpmeet and handmaiden line that has been fed to us by the Abrahamic traditions and by a patriarchal society is bullshit. I need the women who have already realized that. And so that's another reason for calling it Black witchcraft. Dark, dank, and dangerous. Not to be played with is another thing that Black says. It's dangerous. It's bad. It's nasty. It's not for nice girls. So I wanted that to be clear. Why did I choose the term witchcraft? Why did I not choose a term that has an African origin? Why did I not choose a term that's based around the Orisha or the Vodun or the Abosom? Why did I take this European term? Because this term has a European origin, etymologically speaking. The origins of this term are European. Okay. Again, I remind all of my viewers that I speak very deliberately. The terms that I choose them very deliberately and very consciously. So I chose the term witchcraft, first off, same reason, to scare away any people who are pretending. If you are still a practitioner of the Abrahamic faiths in a way that makes you believe that witchcraft is negative, then this is not the class for you. If you are one of those more open minded practitioners of the Abrahamic faith, because I have taught women who are practitioners of Abrahamic faith, and some of them are very open minded and understand that they are still witches while practicing those faiths. If you are a person like that, then that's fine. If the term witchcraft does not bother you, then this may possibly be the class for you. If it does bother you, if it scares you, if it frightens you, if it makes you think that you need to burn me at the stake or that I need to, that I should not be suffered to live, if it makes you feel like that, this is not the class for you, because I'm not here to debunk any myths. I'm not here to debunk any theories. I'm not here to help you to understand why it is okay for me to be a witch. That's not what this class is for. So I chose the term witchcraft because I also want to attract individuals who are open to a different perspective, who are open to an earth-based and earth-centered perspective. That's one reason. I chose this European term because I want to make sure that Black women understand that witchcraft belongs to you, as in you are the originator of this understanding. Witch is a Celtic term, which means, and which was originally spelled Wicce, it means wise woman. So witchcraft is the craft of the wise woman. The original wise women throughout all of Europe were black women. And we will get more into that in the class. I will give you the historical as well as the scientific background information that will prove that. And I mean, it's to me, it is a known fact that all of the original people were black, and that's just scientific. So I chose the term witchcraft for that reason, because black women in general have not been given the leeway to fully embrace and harness and then wield their power from a witchcraft perspective. And that is just as much needed, if not more so, than wielding your power from a goddess perspective, from a mother perspective, from a nurturer perspective. All of those things are necessary. And as a heterosexual woman, those are things that I enjoy doing. I enjoy, being nurturing. I love mothering. I love giving. I love caring. Black women have been allowed to wield their power from those perspectives. But by and large, Black women all over the earth have been cut off and demonized and villainized for wielding that same power from a perspective of witchcraft, meaning wielding it when it is from in a space of protection, meaning wielding it when it is in a space of upliftment of self, wielding it when it is in a space of not leaving yourself open to attack, not leaving yourself open to hurt or harm or danger. We have been, by and large, cut off from being socially allowed to do that. It is not socially acceptable for us to wield our power in that way. And so I use the term witchcraft because I want it to be clear that this class is about using that power for self, and using that power for protection, and using that power to avert hurt, harm, and danger. I wanted those things to be clear. So basically, all of the negative connotations associated with each word, with the word black and with the word witchcraft, I wanted it to be understood that both of those connotations, or not both, but all of the connotations associated with both of those words are accurate in terms of how this class is to be presented. I also use the term Black witchcraft because here in the United States of America, one of the first and oldest instances that we have, and I'm sorry, I hate this camera because I hate looking in the camera because you start using it as a mirror. But one of the first and oldest instances that we have of witchcraft being mentioned in the history of the United States is, of course, the Salem witch trials. The first woman to be accused of witchcraft in Salem was, of course, a Black enslaved woman, Mama Tatuba, to whom we pay homage, Ibara Turum. Tatuba. So witchcraft, as it is understood in the United States, originated with a Black woman, just as everything else did. But we go into more depth about that in the class. So these are the reasons that I chose that particular name for the class. And in giving you the reasons, I'm giving you some of the type of information that you will be privy to in the class. Now, within the class, I basically cover the historic, the scientific, and then the metaphysical truths and realities of what it means to be a Black woman. You cannot live your life properly if you are not completely clear about the place that you hold in the universe. So, the purpose of Black Witchcraft is to make every Black woman who takes the class clear about her place in the universe from a historical perspective, from a spiritual perspective, and then, from a scientific perspective, and then from a metaphysical perspective. Once you know who and what you are in the universe, you are in the position to utilize your power properly. Once we have covered those things, then in the class we cover spell casting. Exactly how is it that you cast a spell? What does it mean to be casting spells? What are the tools that you use when you cast spells? Who are the deities that you invoke when you cast spells, and why? Why do you invoke those deities? Which deities are invoked for specific circumstances, etc. These are some things that we cover as well. So the class it begins by introducing you to the reality of who and what you are. From my perspective, and the way that I teach anything, when I am teaching about the Orisha, when I'm teaching about African history, I don't like for people to do things and not know exactly what it is that they're doing. So even in my temple, in my Orisha, in my New African Vodou study group, when I do rituals for people, when I do readings for people, I come from a more academic perspective. I want you to have the information that you need. I call it being armed with information. I want you to be armed with information about exactly what you are doing. Because even today in 2017, this path is considered an alternative path. Any path that is not a path of the Abrahamic faiths is considered alternative. So when people find out, or when you talk about, or when you discuss, or when it is just seen that you are not a person who is a practitioner of an Abrahamic faith, you will need information to explain, if you choose to, why this is something that you chose to do. So I choose to arm people with information. I also know that for myself, when I know exactly what it is that I'm doing and the reasons that I do it, then I feel more secure in it. So I arm you with the information that you need in order to feel secure in your practice of witchcraft. Once you've been armed with the information, then I give you the specifics of the practice. So this is how the class flows. You get the information and then you get the specifics of the practice. And so this is how you do it. These are the reasons why we do it. This is the reason we are able to do it. This is why we are best suited to do it. And then this is how you do it. That is how the class is set up. It is a 6-week class. So our first week will begin next Wednesday at 7. That is February 1st. The live streams will take place here. Just as this one, it will be the same sort of Google Hangout live broadcast as I'm doing here. As I said before, you will not be privy to the live stream until you have registered for the class. Now, as far as registration for the class goes, you can pay you can pay your entire tuition at once if you are financially able to do that. If not, there is an option to pay weekly for the class, and you would just pay every week before that Wednesday, and then you'll be given the passcode for that particular live stream, and that's fine. If you need to make any or other sort of financial arrangements, please email me at GOT, the number 2, the letter BOSHUN at gmail.com. Got to be Oshun at gmail.com. And that's if you want to make any other sort of financial arrangements. I also am open to bartering. When you barter, that means that you can trade any sort of goods and services that you offer for this particular class, which is one of the services that I offer. So if you would like to barter, if you have goods and services that you would like to trade, I am completely open to barter. I've gotten some beautiful items via bartering for this class. Beautiful crochet items, beautiful jewelry. My children and I have received food items. I've gotten loofahs because I have one of my students grows loofahs. So I got the fresh loofah scrub sponges. So many things that now I can't even remember everything. I've got different types of incense. So whatever it is that you offer as a good or a service, I have gotten a journaling class. I've gotten other types of readings that I don't do done for me. Whatever it is that you offer, let me know if you're interested in bartering. As Black women, we live in what would be considered by the dominating society a third world. Black women and children live in a third, what would be considered a third world society. As such, we should not take resources from each other that we need in order to survive. But we also should not ever expect something for nothing. So, in not expecting something for nothing, but in the spirit of not taking resources that we need to survive, I always offer whatever payment arrangement you need to make, let me know and we can figure it out. I also offer a weekly payment plan of $21 a week. And I also offer bartering. Always offer bartering. As I stated before, if you are not Black, if you are not a woman, but you're still interested in gaining a deeper understanding of the metaphysical nature of the Black woman, the historical and scientific background information on the metaphysical nature of the Black woman, then please purchase the Black Witchcraft Study Guide that's available on my website. And that is www.got, the number two, the letter B, OSHUN. Please purchase the study guide if you are not a Black woman and therefore can't take the class. The study guide is also a wonderful guide and a tool that will assist you with further research if you are taking the class. So the study guide can be used both by those taking the class and by those who are not taking the class. And that is, as I said, available on my website. So I think that's it as far as explaining what the class will be about and how the class will flow. So as I said, it is 6 weeks long. Once you register, then you will get a copy of the curriculum so that you'll understand what each week will cover, what each class will cover, and each class is simply a live stream. Once you register for the class, you will also be added to the Black Witchcraft Study Group. In the Black Witchcraft Study Group, there are many other study resources. There are many files, there are many documents in the group. The Black Witchcraft Study Group is also a group of all of the students that have taken the class. And so many discussions take place. There's all different types of sharing that take place. Most of the students that have taken the class have their own business. So you also have access to discounts for different businesses. You will also have access to whatever spells they are working on, whatever things their communities are doing, and you will be able to dialogue with a like-minded group of Black women. It's a very uplifting group. It's a very empowering group. It's the type of place that you can come in and ask for, do you guys know any herbs to cure this type of thing? And you can also come in and say, can you guys touch and agree with me on this new thing that I'm trying to manifest in my life? You can also come in and say, guys, I'm just feeling down and haven't been on my path, walking through this life in the way that I should have. These are the ways that I've slipped up, and you can get some upliftment and people helping you and telling you how to come out of that rut. So it is a community, it is a family. As you well know, out of this movement of Black witchcraft grew from one of the students that took the class, the Black Witch Convention, which takes place in Baltimore, Maryland, and next year or this year. Oh, it was next year last time. The last time I said it, but now it's this year. This year it will be October 20th through 22nd. So also you will have access to people who will be attending that, people who will be um, participating in the Black Witchcraft Convention. So those are all of the things that you will, I guess, be connected to outside of just the class. I guess that would kind of be considered some of the extras or some of the perks of taking the class. All right. If you have any questions, please put them in the comments at the bottom of this video. I am, as everyone knows, busy in a way that I think only a homeschooling mother can understand. So I'm that busy all day long, every day. So I will get back to your questions as soon as I can. If it is something urgent, please shoot me an email at GOT, the number two, the letter BOSHUN. As I said, if you need to barter to take your classes, please send me an email so that we can discuss the barter. If you need to do a payment arrangement of any kind to take your classes. I've had people break the payments up into 4 payments. I've had people break the payments up into 2 to pay for the class. However it is that you want to do it, just let me know so that we can discuss it and make the arrangement and have that written before we begin to move forward. I am open to any and all payment arrangements. So if you need to do that, go ahead and email me. But if you just had questions on, well, how do you do this in the class? How does this work on the Facebook group, et cetera, please put those in the comments here. All right. It is a blessing and an honor that I do not take lightly to be one of the women who is the face of this Black witchcraft movement. It is a blessing and an honor to walk in the footsteps of the ancestral mothers, the creatrices of all. It is a blessing and an honor to continue the path laid out for me by my mother and her mother and her mother before her. I pray that every sister that has decided to dedicate her life and her ashe, her personal power, to the walk of the ancestral mothers will be able to take the class and will be able to benefit from the class, and then will be able to share her gifts with the world. It is my prayer that Black women everywhere would rise up. It is my prayer that Black women everywhere will see the essential nature of our power. That is my reason for offering this to you. It is my prayer that Black women everywhere will be able to hear the voices of their mothers, of their grandmothers, and their mothers before them. Ecstasy, abundance, bliss, love, unconditional love, bright, warm, illuminating light to all of those who are within the sound of my voice, who are wishing the same for me and for mine. And the lesson is always the lessons of life for all of those who are wishing us otherwise. Please reach out if, as I said, you need to make a payment arrangement to take the class. Please share the video with like-minded individuals. Please let individuals know who wanted to take the class and who missed the last one. Let them know that it will be starting again next week. Tonight is the new moon. Take this time to set your intentions. And what that means is that the universe, the womb-universe is ripe. The womb-universe is fertile. It is like your womb when that egg has been dropped into it from your ovary, has come into the womb. The womb-universe is now fertile like that. So with it being the new moon, this is a night for you to decide what you are going to ejaculate into the womb-universe. Take the time tonight to sit with yourself and decide what it is that you need to put into the universe to grow for the next 28 days. What seed are you planting into the universe tonight? All right. I am going to sign off. I have grad school and homeschool activities to do for the rest of the afternoon. Let me know in the comments if you have any general questions about the course, and please reach out to me via email if you have personal questions for me. Please give me anywhere between 48 to 72 hours to respond. All right, y'all. Peace.